Alright, Velleius Paterculus. In this time, the fleet at Tyre, Pollens at sea, very strong at sea, a lot strong, very strong, in the ultimate tracks of Spain, at the extreme terminals of our world, on an island surrounded by the ocean, with a very perexiguous, which means very small fret. It was divided, this island, from the continent. It's divided from the continent by a small fret. Here, founded Cadiz in English, or Gadis in Latin. From these same people, after a few years in Africa, Utica was founded. Excluded, shut out, Libri, the children. Children were shut out from these lands. The children of Orestes were excluded from this land by the Heracles. This termination, but the D in it has means the offspring and grandsons. So the descendants of Hercules were the ones that shut these children out. They were yaktated, which means tossed about with various chants and whatever. Then by the savagery of the sea, in 15 years, they took their seat or their homes around the island of Lesbos. Then Greek was concussed with Maximus or great motions. Sometimes these can mean revolutions or whatever. The Achaeans were Polside, repulsed from Laconia, and they occupied some land and houses, seats, where still nowadays they've obtained it, they live there. The Pelagasi migrated to Athens. You can tell by the accusative that's where they went. And Acca Euvenus, Thessalis in name, so he was sharp or outstanding at war or something like that. He's a Thesprotian, wherever that is, in his nation. That's what he is. With a great handful of his citizens, he occupied the region with arms, which are still nowadays, another now, is a Pelator. It's called, from his name, Thessalia, which we've all heard of. Before this, Civitas, his city-state, was Vocitata. It was called Merimdion or something. By which name, it's fitting to be amazed that these people, these writers who are componing or placing this in the Iliac times, Iliaca, that's the Trojan period, they commemorate this region as Thessalia, so it's something to be amazed at that they call it this, which when others do it, tragic writers most frequently do this, in which at least he should be conceded or granted what they say, for nothing of these poets comes from the person themselves, but everything is of those who lived at that time. The poets are basically creating fictitious sort of people who lived in that time. They disarrant. The poets are speaking for the personas of people who lived then. Quod C, but if, quiz someone from the son of Hercules, Thessalo, if someone is saying that they're called Thessalons because of Thessalo, the son of Hercules, this reasoning must be given to him. Why, I guess that's numquam, why never before the following, must be the second Thessalonian, this Gans, why weren't they using this of a name? Why weren't they using the name of this guy before? Okay. 3, Paulo Anti, a little before Alets, the sixth from Hercules in descent, the son of Hippodas, did something at Corinth, which before, okay, so he founded Corinth in the Isthmus, which before there'd been a city called Ephyrae there, which is the claustra. It's going to mean bars. I think it's translated as the key here, the key of the Peloponnese continent, and then Isthmus there. Okay, so I might as well go over here where I've just set up the claustrum. Bars in plural, a bolt, gate, key, enclosures, Enclosures are common for clausters. Just type in this continentum so you can see that as well. Continens, mainland, continent. Got some verbs and things similar. Okay. Neither is this something that we admire, that this to be named. Merimer is a head verb, so it takes the infinitive. That by Homer it was called Corinth. For from the persona of the poet, it's called in these names, the city and certain colonies of Ionia by these names, which were called this in the age of him, in his age, in his time. This is the fall of Troy, etc. Homer. This is much after, actually, it was founded much after Ilium was captured, Troy was captured. 4. The Athenians in Euboea occupied or settled these colonies, Chalcida and Etria. The Spartans, Lacedaemonians in Asia, they did a colony called Magnesia. Not much after arose the Chalcidians, as we've said, prey beforehand. They were Attic people, with Hippocles and Meganthes as their leaders. They founded Cumas in Italy. This fleet, some say, ally, was directed, Corsum's an adverb, to which direction it was going. So some say, they ferret it, they say it, this is by the flight of anteceding birds, were they pigeons or something? So some say they went to where they were going, Corsum, because of flying pigeons. Here's the correlative, ally again. Others say there was a nighttime sound of bronze, the type Qualis, type the custom to be stirring up or used at Ceres is one of the gods. So it's the rites of Ceres. They use these types of things they're accustomed to. So there's 2 different versions of how this fleet went there. Part of this citizen group, after a great interval, founded Naples. Both of these cities, what was the first one? Were eximius fides. They had exceptional fides, always into the Romans, towards the Romans, and very well deserved in their nobility and pleasantness to the Romans. But these groups remained rather diligent, or very diligent, in their rights of their homeland. They custoded over this, they preserved them. But the Cuman people, the other group, of which this Utrusqui was talking about, they changed by the vicinity of Osca, so that there's another city nearby that changed them. However, the veteran strength of this city of theirs, today, you can see it because it's shown by with the magnitude of their big walls.